Hari Om, everybody. Welcome back. Let's get started at 10 o'clock. गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामविद्यवत् ओम गणेशाय नमः ओम सरस्वत्यै नमः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये वागीशाद्या सुमनसः सर्वार्थानामुपक्रमे यं नत्वा कृतकृत्या स्युः तं नमामि गजाननं वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय कोटिसूर्यसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारंभं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांतिः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि सद्गुरुं तं नमामि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्य केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवत् व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं यस्य सन्निधि मात्रेण सर्वे शिष्याश्च सेवकाः कर्मक्षेत्रे प्रवर्तन्ते चिन्मयं तं नमाम्यहम् चिन्मयं तं नमाम्यहम्. Let us do the Pratasmaranam. Pratasmarami hृदि संस्फुरदात्मतत्त्वं सच्चित् सुखं परमहंस गतिं तुरीयम् यत्स्वप्नजागर सुषुप्तमवैति नित्यम् तद्ब्रह्म निष्कळमहम् न च भूतसङ्गः. प्रातर्भजामि मनसा वचसामगम्यम् वाचो विभान्ति निखिला यदनुग्रहेण यन्नेति नेति वचनैर्निगमावोचुः तं देवमजमच्युतमाहुरग्र्यम्. प्रातर्नमामि तमसः परमर्कवर्णम् पूर्णं सनातनपदम् पुरुषोत्तमाख्यम् यस्मिन्निदं जगदशेषमशेषमूर्तौ रज्ज्वां भुजङ्गमयिव प्रतिभासितं वै रज्ज्वां भुजङ्गमयिव प्रतिभासितं वै. Hari Om everybody. Welcome to our weekly Vedanta classes. Last week we started a new Prakarana Grantha, a very popular Vedanta text called Upadesha Saara, composed by Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. In our introductory session, we saw the 4 preliminary considerations of any text called Anubandha Chatushtaya. We then saw a brief introduction to Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi as to how he was attracted to the mountain of Arunachala, which is worshipped as an embodiment of Lord Shiva. We saw that there are 3 famous texts called Ramana Prasthanatraya. What are they? Satdarshanam, Upadesha Saara, and Sri Ramana Gita. We saw the introduction to Upadesha Saara, that it has 30 verses composed by Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi ji at the request of Tamil poet Muruganar. We saw the background Puranic story where Lord Shiva gives the essential teachings of Vedanta to the Karma Kandis, who were mainly focused on rituals and siddhis in the Darukavana. With that, let us chant the first 3 verses of the text. Because they are all related to Karma Yoga. And then we will see the meaning behind it. Karturagnaya prapyate phalam karma kim param karma tajjadam Karturagnaya Prapyate palam karma kim param karma tajjadam krutimaho dadhau patana karanam phalama shashvatam gati nirodhakam krutimaho dadhau patana karanam phalama shashvatam gati nirodhakam Ishwararpitam nechaya kritam chitta shodhakam mukti sadhakam Ishwararpitam nechaya kritam chitta shodhakam mukti sadhakam. First shloka. Karturagnaya prapyate palam karma kim param karma tat jadam. By the command of the Creator, according to the laws or the cosmic laws of the world, the fruits of action are gained. Is the action supreme? It is not, since the action is inert. The Anvayartha, Palam Kartuhu Agnaya Prapyate. There are three factors here. Palam Kartuhu Agnaya Prapyate, number one. Karma Param Kim Nayataha Tat Karma Jadam. Let's go through the meaning of that. But first of all, those who are new to these classes, I would like you to go revisit module number 3 when you go to Chinmaya Ramanam of the Adhyatma Prakasha series on Karma Siddhanta. We should have that basic background. This introduction will be a good refresher. Even if you have heard that and know, it will be a good refresher. Shlokas 1 to 3 are for Karma Yoga, the path of action. Path of karma does not mean doing a lot of good acts. Please note this. It is the attitude of the mind with which we perform the action. And the attitude with which we receive the results. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi ji, in these first 3 shlokas, gives 3 techniques. I've used these references many times, so you should already be familiar. How to perform the actions, karma, as an offering to the Lord. Arpita buddhi, while serving as his servant. Dasya buddhi. Number 3, how to receive the results of action as his gift, as his prasada. Now what happens? This way, we give up our kartrutva, sense of doership, that I am not the doer. Bhoktrutva, sense of enjoyership, that I am not the enjoyer. This way, slowly, the ego and the egocentric desires of the actions are eliminated. And a sense of acceptance comes that the Lord is in charge. I hope you got that. See, when we began our quest with Vedanta, as the ultimate goal of all human endeavor, whether we call it moksha, but simply called to be happy. Not tomorrow, not just for now, but forever. Eternal happiness. With our study until now, we already know all human pursuits are motivated by two impulses. Revulsion to sorrow, atyantika dukkha nivritti, and longing for happiness, paramananda prapti. Two impulses. What have we done so far? In order to get that little happiness, to eke out that momentary happiness, we have tried to change 4 factors in our lives. One is time, kala. We wait for better times to come. People go to astrologer to find out, please look at my horoscope and tell me when my times are good. And then the second factor is place, desha. We change places to be happy. And vastu, object, constantly replenishing new objects. For example, by getting the latest model of the iPhone or big screen TV or whatever may be the case, I will be happy. Then comes the most important thing, vyakti, people. We constantly change. Friends, if the folks around me are causing me dukkham, unhappiness, I want to make new friends. This, in short, in Vedanta, we call it Paristhiti-vada. Meaning, I am changing these 4 factors constantly to alter my paristhiti. Not my manasthiti, it remains the same. Slowly, the jiva starts to think that there is karma, there is something beyond all this, and the results of the karma, karma phala, and all that. As a result of the past karmas, I am who I am today. So Jiva has graduated slowly to become a karmavadi. What I am today is because of what I have done in my past. So what I do today will determine what I am going to be tomorrow. Then I have to do my actions diligently. I need to become a karma nishtha. Doing everything with a sense of perfection without giving in to likes and dislikes, raga and dvesha. Now Bhagavan is teaching here how to divinize our action by bringing God into the equation. So far, are we good? Now, this is turning karma to karma yoga. This is realizing that I am not the doer, but I am an instrument of action. From Kartru, I have become the Karana. This is the ego diminishing exercise. Bhagavad Gita 2-50 says, Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. That kushalata, that skill in action. Our Puja Gurudev used to call it dexterity in action. That is yoga. So we realize at this point, everything is because of karma. No karma will go without a result. Good karma or sat karma will give us punya, sukha, or conducive situations. Bad karma or dushkarma will give us papa, demeritorious results, or not so conducive situations. That is the premise. So by doing karma yoga, selfless actions, what do we get? We get chitta shuddhi, purification of our mind. But we cannot do karma yoga without devotion. Now back to Upadesha Saara shloka. Remember, in the introduction I already told you that Lord Shiva was teaching this Upadesha, the essential teaching, to karma kandis or ritualists. He starts with the same theme of karma because this is a language that they understand. It is a good lesson for all teachers in the audience to pick the language that they understand. A few of you are Balavihara teachers, so you need to keep this in mind. One might think that this text has small shlokas, but the depth of these are very profound. Let us analyze this shloka a little more with a few more points. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi ji starts the shloka Karturagnaya Prapyate Palam. The Kartru here is not the individual doer of action. The reference is given to Jagat Karta, Vishwakarta. In the first shloka, usually the composer starts with a Mangala Charana. Here, there is no formal Mangala Charana. The word Karta indicates that Mangalam, Mangala Charana, that auspiciousness. Like in Atma Bodha, when we studied, the Mangala Charana was Tapobhikshina Papanam Shantanam Vitaraginam Mumukshunam Apekshoyam Atma Bodho Vidhiyate. Or when we studied Tattva Bodha, there was a Mangala Charana Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Gnana Pradam Gurum Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattva Bodho Vidhiyate. Palam Prapyate. This is the karma pala. Results of the action are given by Agnaya Prapyate. It is only obtained by the command of the Lord. Karma kim param? Is karma supreme? The simple answer is no. Param has two different meanings. Param means it is independent. It is limitless. So let us examine this statement. There are three factors for gaining results of any action. Three factors. What are they? The doer of any action, karta. Then there is the instrument of action, karana. Then the action itself, called karya. Karta, karana, karya. For example, let us take agriculture, or we need to plow a land. Nowadays, we use a tractor. Then the farmer starts to plow. He is the karta in this example. Then Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, karmata jadam. Jada. Jada literally means inert. It also means ignorant. Action by itself does not know who is performing the action and what for the action is being done, etc. What is the motivation? I've heard a lot of people say that I just do my job. Why bring God into the picture? If the limited jiva is good enough to create independent result, do you think any one of us would wish for any undesired result? No. We would always get what we want every time and all the time. Therefore, karma is not the highest truth. And then, coming back to our example, farmer plowing the land, as a result of his actions, he gets crops. The tractor cannot farm on its own. Please don't tell me there is a robotic tractor and all that. This is just an example. Don't stretch it. The action of farming has no independent existence. Without the doer of action, and the result of action is not possible without an action being performed. Then the action is limited by time, kala, desha, space, and vastu, object. In our case, despite the farmer being efficient in plowing the land, sowing the seeds, has to wait for a good rains to come, to wait for a good harvest. In short, any action is limited by time, limited by space, and by the strength of the doer, and therefore you cannot get infinite, limitless result. So it is not param, not infinite. Talking of karma, Our Puja Guruji used to say this joke, which I want to share. Once a father told his son, just like any father would do, look, son, you have to work very hard, okay? You can never be successful if you don't work hard. You know, success comes before work only in one place. It is called the dictionary. Hard work, essentially, son has not killed anybody. Like that, he goes on and on and on. His teenage son, you never know, Dad. I don't want to be the first one to be killed. And then goes back to sleep. Therefore, talking of the result, it shows how little control we have. Even in the recent past, we got a glimpse of how uncertain the world can be. We thought the economy was going strong. There is no end to prosperity. And the bottom falls off in a short few weeks. There is uncertainty. This clearly shows the power of the unseen. So Jiva, or individual, has limited control on the results of action. In Vedanta, we call this factor as Ishvara. You know, when we plant a mango seed, we get a mango tree. For a monkey, only a monkey is born. A human child is always born to human parents. Thank God for that. Otherwise, people would be afraid to marry and even afraid to produce children. The reason I'm saying that is, we know that there is a cosmic order and all the things in creation happens with such precision and order. In Taittiriya Upanishad, Bhishasmadvatah pavate Bhishodeti suryaha Bhishasmadagnischendrascha Mrityurdhavati panchamayiti. A similar thing is said in Kathopanishad also. Vayadagnistapati, Vayadasyadagnistapati, Vayatapati suryaha, Vayadindrascha vayuscha, Mrityurdhavati panchamaha. Everything runs because of that cosmic order. So when we do perform an action, we set the universal laws in motion. If somebody asks us, how do we know God exists? Simply in Vedanta we say, Atindriya Vishaye Vedaha Pramanam. Somebody might say, oh, come on. I'm an intelligent, rational person. Give me some more reasoning than Veda as Praman. I do not accept that. Even actually, majority of karma kandis who Bhagavan Shiva was teaching, they accept the Vedas, but they do not believe in God. When we do darshana vichara, I will tell you more. Briefly, there is a group called Charvakas, the materialists. They say, Arey, why worry about death, rebirth, heaven, hell, and all that? Like our Dr. D.V. Gundappa. In Mankutimmana Kagga, he says, Maranadim mundenu, bhutavo pretavo, tirugi bandavarilla, varadi tandavarilla. Meaning, nobody has come back to give us a report of what is life after death and all that. Like that, these Charvakas, what they say? They borrow, enjoy, be merry. Runam krutva dhrutam pibe. Beg or borrow, enjoy. That is their philosophy. Reminds us of many of our own lifestyles. No different than the materialistic thinking today. Like our Dave Ramsey says, we like to spend money that we do not have to please people that we do not like. What an irony. Let us take our shloka analysis a little further. We know that the world was already there before we came. The world was already there before we came. Every creation, every effect must have a creator. Pay attention. When we see a book, what do we say? We ask who wrote it. If we see a beautiful building, we say who is the architect. If we get some nice food, we ask who cooked it. Similarly, the potter has knowledge to create the pot. We call this Gatagnanam. The pot maker knows how to make a pot. The creator is knowledgeable about the thing he is creating. Yo yat karta sa gnata. The person who is knowledgeable about a thing can only create. He also needs to have the power to create. Sa Shaktiman. So, the one who is creating the world, Srushtikarta, he is all powerful. He is Sarvasya Karta. He is Sarva Shaktiman. He is all knowing, omniscient. He is Sarvagna. Whereas we are Alpagna. So if you look at the creation, it is mind-boggling. There are so many things in this creation we do not know about. one or two things we rediscover and we give a Nobel Prize to that scientist. You know, Apple has been falling even before Sir Isaac Newton. Only Sir Isaac Newton questioned, hey, why did this apple fall instead of going up? That led to the discovery of the laws of gravity. Therefore, all beings are born into this world already existed. He created the Jiva and the Jagat. He is the sentiency that is giving us the ability for all Gnanendriyas, the organs of perception, and Karmendriyas, the organs of action, to think and to act. So many things we do not know, even when it comes to our own physical body. Look at our own digestive system. It happens without us doing anything. Thank God for that. Otherwise, imagine, with all the junk food we eat, if we had to digest it ourselves, we do not have time for anything else. Therefore, the Lord, who is the creator of this world, is the karma phala data. And he does so in accordance with the cosmic laws without any partiality. He is just and fair God. So with this shloka, we know that there is a creator of the world who is omniscient, omnipotent. All actions are finite. It has a beginning and an end. So doing infinite actions will not give us infinitude. So Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi proved in this shloka, karma is not independent, karma is not supreme. It is the Lord who is the karma phala data, giver of results, in accordance with the universal laws. I think given a lot of material to chew on, we will stop here and we will come back to the second shloka next week. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om asato ma satgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi om. That's it. With that, I'll open it up for